Welcome back. It is week 5 of Pantry Challenge. I think I have a little bit more time this week to be able to focus on cooking, so I am going to make sure to try to use some things up. I am going to make some beef stroganoff using the Greek yogurt that's been in my fridge for a long time. We are kind of towards the end of the date on that, so I want to make sure to use it before it goes bad. And I'm going to start by getting some onion sauteed, and then I'm going to get some beef put in there. I cut this beef up yesterday when I cooked, and I actually made a whole meal yesterday, so let me bring you back there and show you what we did. I am making some honey barbecue beef tacos. We've made this before. The reason that I chose to make this recipe on this day is because I still had some of the sauce in the fridge and there was really nothing else to use it with. So because we're in a pantry challenge, I figured let's use this sauce up. Let's make this again. We loved it. It was such a great recipe. So I decided to chop up all of the meat. This meat was pretty frozen. It was kind of a last minute decision to make this. I am voicing this over because on this day we were in the middle of watching Blind Spot, which had 100 episodes. We watched it in like less than 2 weeks. Needless to say, we loved the show. We are now past that era in our life, and so I am back to not multitasking while watching it. But I went from chopping up all the meat to getting it on the stove, and we're going to be cooking it. What I'm doing is I'm going to add each of the spices one by one. This calls for garlic butter, and so I'm using butter, but I did not have it in me even to go and grab the minced garlic out of the fridge. So instead of using minced garlic, I'm just subbing out garlic powder. That's no big deal. That's an easy substitute. So the spices that I'm adding here are black pepper, salt, garlic powder, and smoked paprika. And this is just such a delicious meal. I love this. It's more of a summertime meal, so we're kind of at the end of this season, but it is so quick and easy to pull together. It doesn't have a vegetable with it, but such is life on a day where you're just trying to pull a quick meal together. This took maybe like 10 minutes. And then you'll see here I'm putting more beef into a bag. While I was doing that, I decided to chop up a whole nother package because I knew that the next day I would want to make a beef stroganoff. And so I got that meat all prepped and ready, which was super convenient. So here I am just tossing the meat, and then we're going to get the 2 main stars of the show in here, which is the honey and the barbecue sauce. That honey is officially out. It took a while to get it out, but I was able to get all of that honey into there with the barbecue sauce, of course, at the same time. And you guys, we loved this. Now, this meal, we used a whole package, which was 3 steaks. And so it didn't make like a whole ton. I think we each had dinner that night, and then I think my husband had lunch the next day. It was basically like 1 steak per person per meal. And so not a lot of leftovers, but this week wasn't really about having a ton of leftovers. It was about getting back in the kitchen, getting back cooking again, because it had been probably almost a month where I was barely cooking. I was just kind of cooking to get by. So we finally had some more time to get in the kitchen, get cooking, not just for daily meals, but get cooking for getting meals in the freezer as well. I'm happy to say that my freezer is partially stocked now. I have some single serve freezer meals and I have some family sized freezer meals. Not a ton, but some is more than none, which is fantastic. So there's that sauce that I was talking about. I will link the recipe for you. This is so delicious. I didn't have to make the sauce this time though. And then by the time we got through all of this meat, the sauce was completely gone. So that worked out really well. I'm using some tiny carb balanced tortillas, which I love, and that helped to use those up as well. I think I still have 3 that I need to use, but this is how the tacos came together. This meat is so tender because I'm using steaks instead of a different cut. So this is one of my favorites, and we'll do it again next summer. So back to today, I am just going to get the onions and the beef all sauteed at once. I should probably let it all heat up first, but I didn't, so be it. I also have a pot going with water. I'm going to cook up some egg noodles, and I haven't cooked egg noodles in the pressure cooker yet, and they're thinner than most other noodles, so I'm going to do them on the stove just so I don't accidentally overcook them. Going to get this seasoned up with some salt and pepper and then garlic. And I'm using my Dutch oven to cook for the first time, so that's interesting. Okay, spread these out a little bit. We'll see how this goes. Okay, we are at a rolling boil on that water. So I want to get about half of this bag in. I don't know how long these are supposed to take. I know it never takes the amount of time it says. What's this say? That's the whole recipe. I don't know, we're just gonna cook them till they're done. Let's do half of the bag. I think that might be the right amount for this recipe. It just said you can serve it with egg noodles. I think that might have been a little over half the bag. And then over here, I haven't touched this yet. I think I'm gonna stir it. This can use a little bit of Worcestershire. Or a lot. I like this. I like Worcestershire. And I'm going to need some beef broth, so I'm actually just going to make some up with bouillon, which I usually don't do. And the reason I hadn't been doing it was because it was high in histamine and it would give me migraines, but I think I've solved the histamine issue. So there's our beef broth. Okay, let's get a little bit of Dijon in here as well. And you know, I used oil and I probably should use butter because I had the butter out. So I'm gonna take a little bit of butter and add it in just for flavor. And then we need to start making this sauce. So I'm going to start with the flour. We're basically making a roux with whatever fat is down there and a little bit of butter. Okay, cook that flour all the way out so it doesn't taste raw. Give this a little stir as well. Oh, it smells so good. Let's see. Let's start getting some of this in. Checking to see if I added enough flour. Yeah, it said only 2 tablespoons. All right, I've done a lot more than that. You know, I'm wondering if I actually need to add this extra liquid. I don't know if I do. Maybe I'll do a little bit more of it, and then I might just have to use this in something else. Because we also still need to add Greek yogurt, so maybe I'll do some of that next. I need like a little over a 1/4 cup. That's probably good. Yeah, I'm not thinking that I'm going to need any extra broth in there. But let's check on these noodles. They must be close-ish. I don't know how long it's been. Okay, let that cool for a minute. All right, let's see. We can taste this for flavor. Ooh, that is very good. Turn that way down. Does it need something? The recipe did call for a little bit of sour cream. I don't have any. So I think that might be part of like what I'm missing. I'm gonna add some onion powder to this. Maybe a little bit more garlic as well. I feel like it's very close, but not quite done. I'm debating on if I want to put it in here. Maybe I'll just give it a few more minutes. But I also think I might have made too many noodles. I gotta say, making noodles this way, it's not as fun as just throwing them in the pressure cooker. I feel like in the pressure cooker, I put them in and they're done. But in here, it's like, keep checking, keep checking. What was that? Why? Why are we doing that? Okay, what? I have no idea what that was. But I turned off the heat in case it was like the igniter clicking. I wonder if it's the pot. It doesn't sound good. I don't want the pot to just explode. That would not be good. I don't see any cracks. I think we're okay. Oh, that's weird. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it with those noodles. Oh, that's a little hot. I don't know, I might have too much though. I'm gonna just transfer them into this pot. I have not figured out what that clicking was, but it kept happening even after this was off. So very strange. Okay, that can still use more noodles. You know what I'm thinking? I think I'm gonna add some of this umami seasoning into here. I feel like that'll be good. Plus we just added all those noodles. So I'm gonna add a bit more salt. And there we go. I'm not quite ready to eat dinner yet, but at least dinner is now made. Add some parsley just to make it look pretty, and I'd say we're done. It's the middle of the week and I've definitely had more time to cook this week. I have 2 different things in the oven right now. This is a beef Lombardi, basically a spaghetti or like a pasta bake, and then that is a chicken and biscuits. That's like a cheesy chicken and biscuits. I'm so excited for those. I made those in a freezer meals video, so I now have 4 freezer meals in my freezer. I did end up cooking up both of those today because I figured we could eat one of them for lunch, one of them for dinner, and then we'll have leftovers for tomorrow. I also took out the ground chicken, so at some point this week we need to make the ground chicken. I have some recipe ideas for it. But I think we are moving along the right direction. I got all the pears chopped up and put in the freezer, got all of the grapes that I had put in the freezer. There's probably still more grapes outside, and I need to harvest potatoes, but I think we're definitely moving in the right direction and getting so many food things done this week. So I will show you those once they come out of the oven. These both look so delicious. Here's this one with all its bubbly goodness. I don't know which one I want to have for lunch and which one for dinner. I might do a little bit of both. I don't know. They look delicious. Okay, let's make some dinner. I took this pizza dough out of the freezer. I've never tried freezing pizza dough before, so I'm gonna turn this into a yummy dinner and we're gonna see how this goes. I haven't fully decided exactly what I'm gonna do, but I'm thinking this dough here is going to be for calzones and that one for like cheesy bread. Okay, best way to do this. Let me grab a mat. Okay, so let's get the dough out. It's a little sticky, so I think I'm gonna grab, what do I want to do, cornmeal or do I want to do, you know, I think I'm gonna be fine actually. Let's take this and cut it in half. I did preheat the oven to 400. And then I think I'm just gonna, it's still a little cold. I had it sitting out for about, I don't know, 15 minutes. And I'm just gonna put all the leftover pizza ingredients inside of these. Okay, we're gonna, little by little. It seems to be working just fine, even though it's been frozen. So I froze these after they had proofed. So that way when they'd thaw, we'd be ready to go. We don't have any olives. We are out of olives. Those are on my list for next time I go to a grocery store that doesn't give you way too much of everything. I did do a Sam's Club order today, just for a few things. We got some bananas. I have some flour that's coming because I have a sourdough class coming up. And I'm out of flour because I've been doing a lot of sourdough classes. I also have a canning class tomorrow that I'm doing for my neighborhood. So that's been fun, kind of getting to know my neighbors, doing all these little workshops. That sauce is pretty hard because it was in the fridge. Okay, good enough. There's a chance I'm putting too much, but I kind of just want to use it up, so that is what it is. And by chance, it's highly likely. Okay, we're gonna use up the rest of these pepperoni. Okay, a lot of cheese. A lot of cheese here. Make sure I have enough cheese for cheesy bread. Onion powder. Garlic powder. Italian seasonings. Okay. And we fold them up. Oof. Probably should have made them more square-like. Okay, let's see if we can just pinch the ends together. Okay. Okay. A few pokies in the tops. Good spray. And I'm gonna stick them in the oven even though it's not quite heated yet. I think we'll be okay. Okay, I got those in on some parchment paper. I will show you them as soon as I get this one ready. For this, we're going to get some butter. Oh goodness. Let's get all of our spices added into there. Same spices. You know, I'm also going to add some of this fake parm. Oh, it's not opened. I'm thinking more fake parm, just to thicken it up. And I'm debating on if I want to add mozzarella to it. That's a better consistency. Probably not mozzarella. Okay, dump that all down here. Oh man. All right, all right. Way too much. That's all right. Okay, I think I'm going to maybe make some divots in it now, so that way it's easy to pull apart, hopefully. And then also get this on here and put this in the oven too. Okay, here's what we've got in the oven. Going to let those cook until they're done, then we'll have some yummy dinner. It's getting dark out, but there is our garlic bread, and it looks like maybe we'll be able to rip it apart. Looks good though. Here are the calzones. Let's cut into one. Okay, tons of sauce, but that looks so good. A lot of the cheese did kind of spill out, but we have a lot of cheese on the garlic bread. So there is our dinner for the night. All right, that was the end of the week. It's currently Friday night and I'm getting ready. I have a whole week off. I'm taking vacation, just a staycation, which is great. So I'm very ready for that. I'm excited to eat some pizza tonight and just wind down, watch some shows. Shows are back on now, and I'm just ready to relax. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here and haven't yet, please subscribe. I'd love to see you. If you're interested in other pantry challenge videos or even stocking up videos, I will put some here, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Milo.